Hello everyone, so today we're going to be reviewing one of my favorite newest bags, the Balenciaga City. Are you interested to learn more? Then stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Caleb, and on here you're going to find a lot of things like luxury shopping, reveals, reviews, unboxings, quite a few of those. We do a lot of things like luxury travel, daily vlogs, pretty much anything that has to do with life and style, you're going to find right here on this channel. So make sure before we go any further to pause this video, hit subscribe down below, give this video a thumbs up, and say hi to me down in the comments. Also, you'll want to make sure to turn on that notification bell because I post new content every Wednesday and Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. And if that's not enough for you guys, I'm also over on Instagram, caleb.snell.designer, and the same name over on TikTok. So let's dive into the Balenciaga City. Alright, so if you guys watched my reveal on the Balenciaga City just a couple weeks ago, then you know the amazing deal that I got on this gorgeous, perfect bag. I absolutely love it. I carried it for a full week and it lived up to its expectation and actually kind of surpassed it. And I absolutely love this bag, you guys. It hurts my heart a little, but I have noticed the prices on these older Balenciagas going up. So I would like to add a couple more to my collection before they're totally astronomical, but that is neither here nor there. Plus, I don't want to tell you guys which ones because I don't want you to buy it out from underneath me. However, I absolutely love this bag. So my obsession with Balenciaga started way back in the day, and it wasn't really an obsession back then. So I noticed these bags first. We were at the Barney's here in Chicago. RIP Barney's, you were wonderful. And I originally saw, I think it was the Weekend tote. And of course, back then I had to have these massive bags. Neither here nor there. It was another whole other time. And much younger me. A few years go by, and then in 2018, we're at Florence at the mall up in the hills doing a little bit of outlet shopping. And I found the perfect Balenciaga and decided not to buy it right then and there. And then realized when we were halfway back into town on the bus that I forgot the bag, which then spawned a 2-year search, which I eventually found. And then after that, in the last 2 years, I think I'm on bag 13 or 14 from Balenciaga and like 4 or 5 wallets. It is my absolute favorite brand, favorite designer. I mean, I love everything from the Ghesquière era, skipping Alexander Wang for obvious reasons. And I love what Dimna Givasali has done with the house. I think it's absolute perfection. And I think Cristobal Balenciaga would be very happy with where the house is today, especially after this collection. Anyway, I promised you a review on this bag, so let's get into it. So I was able to find my city bag on Fashion File. Now, as a Balenciaga obsessed collector, I thought it was absolutely crazy that I did not have the most classic, iconic Balenciaga bag in my collection, the city bag, in whatever size. So I told myself the very first one, at minimum, would have to be perfect condition, which especially on these lighter colors is next to impossible. It would have to have at least the dust bag, mirror. I'm never gonna buy a Balenciaga bag without the mirror, and the strap. And if it had all that stuff, I would be happy. Well, this one in particular went one step further. It was complete in box, had all the paperwork, receipts, the card from the original sales associate at Balenciaga in I think West Hollywood or wherever they bought it. It was phenomenal condition. I literally think that this person might have carried it once every year since 2008 and then just stored it and then sold it to Fashion File. So again, to that person, thank you so much for taking amazing care of this gorgeous bag, and it's got a great home now. I'm never gonna sell this thing. I mean, it's absolute perfection. Like the corners are good, handles are good, all over great condition. If you're looking to buy your first city bag, or if you already own one and you just want some tips on how to care for it, real quick, the tassels will eventually split. You can just use like a leather glue at home or send them out to get them re-glued and put back together. On this bag, they're not split yet, but on my large anthracite brief, they are split, and especially on my carbon brief, those are split as well. Now the tassels only come on the regular hardware. So the regular hardware, what do I mean by that? So the regular hardware is just going to be like these smaller, smooth thimbles. Now with hardware styles, I think you have like 4 or 5 to pick from. So you have the flat hardware, which Balenciaga collectors go avidly crazy over, and they pay top dollar. So if you come across like a flat hardware first or a city bag, buy it, no matter the condition, worth the investment. I don't even have a flat hardware piece in my collection yet. 2022, you know, I did mention I wanted to buy some more Balenciaga in my resolution video, so maybe I'll find a flat hardware this year. Fingers crossed. I stupidly found, and this was years ago, the Balenciaga First. They all have very similar names and styles. And it had like the original flat hardware hardware. I think it was from the original run because it even had like the wrong pocket lining. So the original run, I think there was another company that Balenciaga owned or was partnered with, and they had leftover lining and they used it on the front pocket for the first run of first bags. And like an idiot, I didn't buy it. One of my biggest regrets to this day. Anyway, so I have regular hardware here. We've covered flat hardware. There was also giant hardware, giant 21 and giant 12, which are going to look like thimbles. They're going to be textured. Those could come in rose gold a lot of the time, silver, I have a couple of those, and shiny gold. And the shiny gold on a colored bag is absolutely stunning. I have a pink with shiny gold and I think a blue tropical with shiny gold, and it is like the world's most perfect combo. It is stunning. And they also have giant covered hardware. Now, giant covered hardware, it's really hard to find those in good condition because by covered hardware, they've covered the hardware also in the same leather as the bag. It's gorgeous. And then along the edges of the stitching, it's kind of done in a brogue pattern. Absolutely gorgeous bags. I have a raisin flap clutch in the giant covered hardware in mint condition. Stunning bag. However, with the city bags and the larger bags, a lot of times at a minimum, the hardware will be scuffed where there's a hard point underneath. So like the leather scuffed, and in really bad conditions, it's either blown open or they've completely peeled it off after it blew open. So it's so hard to collect the giant covered hardware bags, especially in the lighter colors. Now the lighter colored Balenciagas, they're very temperamental. So when carrying for a Balenciaga bag, you don't want to have it in the sun. So if it's in your car and there's a lot of sun beating on it, maybe consider throwing your jacket or a sweatshirt over it just to kind of keep it covered. Or if you're a really avid collector, maybe you already have a towel in your car. I know a few people that do this, and like they'll cover their Louis so that way the vachetta doesn't prematurely age, and they just keep a clean white towel in their car just to cover their handbags in the sun. So especially with the brightly colored bags, sun is your worst enemy. So don't let them sit in your home outside of their dust bag in the sun. Don't let them sit out in your closet not in a dust bag, because light will kill these bags, especially the brighter colors. Now the lighter colors, and you can also tell that mine's doing this. So this is the 2008 Argent, which, if you've been familiar with my channel, you know how this is how we check the Balenciaga color. Look inside the front zippered pocket, and that should be the true rendition of what your leather is supposed to look like. Now you notice that the Argent, it's a very kind of a warm gray, very light gray, but the overall of my bag, it is starting to green a little bit, or yellow, which is common with these dyed lambskin bags from Balenciaga, especially the lighter colors. A lot of the blues, like the lighter ice blues and things, you'll notice kind of have a green tint to them. It just happens with age. You can't really fight that. Now the handles. This is the most important information I will ever give you. The lighter bags and a lot of the brightly colored bags, you'll notice have really dark handles. Knock on wood or marble, mine does not have that yet, and I am so happy and also so scared to use this bag for that very reason. So these handles will darken. It's just going to happen. So when I carry my lighter colored Balenciagas, I don't lotion my hands that week. Sounds horrible, but I don't. Just because lotion, oil, anything on your hands is going to ruin these handles. And once they're darkened, there's literally nothing you can do. Don't leather moisturize, don't leather condition. It will only darken them further. I did read somewhere where you could use like cornstarch and like rub it into the leather. Personally, I'm too afraid to do that to my own. So if any of you have any experience with that, let me know down in the comments. I'm sure we'd love some dialogue on how to care for these Balenciaga bags. So let's get that rolling down in the comments. And I think corners. Check the corners. If they don't have good photos of the corners of the bag, pass on it. Not worth your time. So a lot of the Balenciaga bags, this one is not a good example of that because my corners aren't nearly perfect. They will wear over time. It's just the name of the game with these thinner, softer lambskin leathers. I think with the goatskin leathers, which they discontinued in 07, you might fare better with the corners, but with the newer lambskin ones, the corners do go pretty quick. So keep an eye out for that. So let's talk dimensions. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the original listing from Fashion File for this bag so I can give you guys the proper dimensions and everything. For this bag, your base length is going to be 14.5 inches. Your depth or width will be 4 inches. The height will be 9.5 inches. Your drop length from the handles will be 3.5, so if I didn't have a massive sweater, I mean, you could easily get this into the crook of your arm if you wanted. And it does come with a shoulder strap. Let me get that on here for you guys real quick. Now, when it comes to the strap drop, it's not very long. And if you watch any YouTube review on the City Bag, I think this is the most common complaint. Not that a perfect bag could have very many. This is the main one. But the strap drop is so short. So if you're tall like I am, I'm 6'7", by the way, this strap drop does nothing for me. In fact, it looks a little awkward up on my shoulder, but it's going to be 7¼ inches long, and it's literally in my armpit. Granted, I'm wearing a massive bulky sweater, which, I mean, we're having a snowstorm today, so why not be cozy? But on me, it's a little pointless. Do I wish it went crossbody? I mean, not really. I think it looks better handheld, but just keep that in mind. So if you have like a longer strap from like a Velo in the same color, or any of the other bags with longer straps, maybe use those on your City if you want to go crossbody. Also, don't store it with the strap on. That's my one complaint. I think the previous owner did just that, and you can tell it's kind of pulled down these top corners back in the back from the weight of the strap. So when you store your Balenciaga, put it in its dust bag, remove its strap, and tuck the tassels up, in the zipper portion. That way they don't get all crinkly and bent. That'll probably help them stay from splitting. Now, another thing about storing while we're on that topic, and I'll give you guys a close-up here as well, but try not to store it with the handles down. The handles, you'll get kind of a little dimple here and here from these rivets here, and then vice versa. If this sits here, you're gonna get a dimple here, or it could go in between these, end up scratching the hardware, which will lead to verdigris, or tarnishing of the leather or the hardware. It's not a look. So try and store them with your handles up and over the top of the bag if you can. And take the strap off, tuck your tassels. Now with the tassels only show up on bags with the regular hardware or RH. If you have the giant hardware, giant covered hardware, any other type of hardware, you're just going to have the fat Balenciaga zipper pull tabs, which you've probably seen on my other bags. If not, links are down below for those videos. Now, I'm sure you're all dying to see me play with my tassels. Now, I'm sure you're all dying to find out what fits inside, so let's take a closer look. All right, so here we have a closer look at the Balenciaga City Bag. Check out how stunning this bag is. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is the perfect first City bag for my ever-growing collection. Now, the bag, it's very plain. You have the strap back here, which I typically, when I do carry the bag, sometimes I leave it on there, sometimes I like to take it off. And then here in the front, you have the quintessential and very classic Balenciaga mirror. Just simple. It's always going to match the bag color. Now, I believe if it's an 07 or older, you should have the little card holder on the back. My Carbon Brief has that, which is really cute. All right, let me get this bag cleaned out, and then we'll take a look at what fits. All right, so here is the City bag empty, and as you can tell, it is just a smooshy pile of delicious lambskin leather. Now on the interior, it's very simple. So it's just going to be a black textile lining, and then with the regular hardware, you'll get this silver plaque, the style number, leather color number, and then the year mark. S is going to be for spring summer 2008, I believe. And then under here, you'll have the leather and color again, made in Italy, of course. Now on the interior, you'll just have, on the newer styles, you do have two slip pockets here. I think one's like a cell phone, one's like a flat pocket. And then on all the styles, you'll have the zipper pocket back here, which is a good size. You can easily fit your phone in there. So in here today, we're going to use my anthracite compagnon wallet. Excuse me, that's a weird word to say for me. And this one does have the giant silver hardware. So as you can tell, it kind of has like a thimble almost texture to the hardware, which I absolutely love. And I love that it mirrors the front of the bag. Zane especially always says that all Balenciaga bags look the same, but I like that they keep the same design cue across the brand. And if you think about it, it's almost like LV's iconic monogram. Even though it's technically a different silhouette, you could still say they all look the same, but I just think it's design cues from the house. But that's just my opinion. He's glaring at me as I say this. So the wallet fits nicely off to one side. I like to kind of slide it over there, and then let's put our gum in. Shiseido blotting paper, of course. Lay that down over there. Clumsy. 6-key Prada key holder. Chanel chapstick. Glasses cloth, because I'm a 4 eyes. Old headphones, just in case I need those. And then, of course, the tester phone for this channel, the old 6 Plus, which is the same size as the Max sizes now. And that is how everything fits inside the Balenciaga City. So even though it's pretty well full, it's still very smooshy when you sit it down, which I absolutely love. I think that Balenciaga, it's edgy, it's chic, and some people say that the City bags are a little bit dated at this point. I think they're iconic and timeless, and I think that the rising prices on these is only further proof that these are going to come back in style in a big way here in about a year or two. So stay out of my way while I try and buy them all up. But in the meantime, I do highly recommend the City bags, or any Balenciaga for that matter. It's a great brand. All right, you guys, so that is my review on the Balenciaga City bag. Should you run out and buy one? No, I don't want you to jack up the prices and buy them all out from underneath me, but jokes aside, it is the easiest bag to carry. It's probably one of my favorite bags to carry. I am currently eyeing a couple more in a few different colors on Fashion File. Of course, I mean, they're discontinued, so you have to buy them pre-owned. Unless you're one of the lucky few who live by a Balenciaga outlet. In that case, I salute you, and if you're thinking of me, feel free to pick me one up. I'll Venmo you back. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions at all, let me know down in the comments. I do plan in a few weeks to give you guys a full in-depth Balenciaga reference guide or buying guide, carrying guide, just a comprehensive Balenciaga guide, let's call it that. So that's going to drop here by the end of the month. I'm planning on that coming out here in a few weeks. So if you have any questions at all Balenciaga related, let me know down in the comments or over on Instagram. I'm always open. You can shoot me a DM. Keep it clean though, but ask me over on Instagram. I'll be happy to help. All right, you guys. Thanks again. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.